I'm going to explain why I chose goats and bees. Hello and welcome back to Tandler Creek Farm. If you're new here, I'm Jess Tandler. I started a farm on a very small plot of land, like little over 4 acres this year in 2026, and I decided to go with goats and bees for our farm. She's playing with the camera. I decided to go with goats and bees for our farm, and today I'm going to explain why I chose goats and bees. First, we're going to start with goats. Obviously, we're in the goat area, and we have our gang here. They're all wanting to be part of the video. So why I decided to start with goats is because I only have just over 4 acres. So I don't have, a ton of room for a whole herd of cattle or something like that. But I did want like an actual animal. I wanted more than chickens. And so I decided to go with goats for a couple of reasons. Number one, you can see that most of our property is wooded, and I want to clear some of this to help grass. Say hi, Johnny. We're going to use the goats to help us with some landscaping. Okay, we're gonna walk and talk because I can't get everyone to get away from the camera. But yeah, so we wanted goats to landscape, number one. And number two, we have enough space to have a substantial herd of goats. I want 8 to 10 does, and goats are really popular in this area. Did you know that goat meat is the most commonly consumed meat in the world, which is crazy. I did not know that. And goats are popular in this area for meat, for backyard livestock, for smaller homesteads. So my goal with my goats is number one, landscaping, which I've said a million times, and number two is to sell the kids. I'm not necessarily going to sell these goats for meat just because it's a small herd. Like I don't really have enough for that, but to sell to other people who want to breed goats or show goats or something like that. So we'll see how it works. I think with 8 to 10 does, I should be able to produce enough kids that if I can sell them, because making them is the easy part, selling them is harder. But if I can sell the kids, I can hit the $10,000 a year revenue threshold that allows us to be an actual farm. We don't have the number of acres to get like a property tax exemption or discount for having livestock. You need 10 acres in North Carolina. We have 4. But if we add acreage to our farm, eventually we could get to that point. There's some lots maybe we could buy up in the future. Like that's kind of how you get there. But we do, if we hit the $10,000 mark, we are an actual farm, and that has a lot of benefits. Things you buy for the farm, you get a sales tax exemption for that. You can build outbuildings on your property for your farm without going through the really lengthy and expensive permitting process. So there's, you look it up in your state and do your own research, but in North Carolina, there's a lot of benefits to being an actual farm. And to be an actual farm in North Carolina, the first thing you have to do is show that you can generate $10,000 of revenue. In the meantime, we have applied to be a conditional farm. We're still waiting on the paperwork back from the state, but the application's in for us to be a conditional farm. And what that does is give you a 3-year grace period where you get all the benefits of being a farm. It helps you get started. So you have 3 years to prove that you can make $10,000 a year. And if you can't, at the end of the 3 years, you lose that conditional status. You go back to paying sales tax and everything else like everyone else would. And then once you can show that you can make $10,000 a year, you can apply again, not to be conditional, but to be an actual like bona fide farm. So that's some inside baseball in the North Carolina agriculture world. But now I'm going to suit up and we're going to go talk about the bees. Okay, so we're at the beehive doing a really quick little hive inspection. While we do that, I'll explain to you why we got bees. We have a tallow skincare business, and we use quite a lot of beeswax and honey in our products. And I thought it would be really cool to get some bees and use the honey and the beeswax that comes from our bees in our products. I thought that would be really fun. Our customers absolutely love that idea. And bees, again, like they don't need a ton of space. They're manageable. So I think overall they're a really good move. So right now what I'm doing is just checking around, looking for the queen, but mostly looking for like eggs and larvae, like signs that she's here and she's laying. I'm always worried about like potentially squishing the queen. There are some bigger bees on here, but none of them that have that really distinct body shape like the queen does. But I don't see any queen cells. So I think that means she's in here somewhere. I'm just not good at finding her. But yeah, if my phone battery dies, that's why we got goats and bees, is because we can manage them on our size property and we can use their products in multiple different ways, which is very exciting. And we think that this is going to be the two types of livestock that will help us hit our $10,000 revenue goal the fastest. I'm really looking for eggs because I don't know if I will spot the queen because I'm kind of untrained at this. But sometimes they're so small, it's hard to see those too. I saw some larvae when I came out the other day, but I don't see any larvae at the moment. Yeah, I found her.